hope you're all well. Today I am here to chat to you about something very exciting. I am going to Greece next year with Trip, and it is an opportunity for you to come travelling with me, and I'm really excited about it. Now, I've only been to Greece once. I've been to Kos when I was younger. It was the whole party scene business, but I'm really excited about this trip. I'm really excited about the history that we're going to learn. We're going from Athens to Santorini, and it just sounds like a dream, and I'm super duper hyped. Now, in order to prepare for this trip, I would like to read some books that are set in Greece and try and get into Greek mythology. If you've been here for a while, you know that I struggle with Greek mythology books. There are a few romance, like smutty romance books that I've tried reading before that have Greek mythology centered around them, and I've struggled. There are fantasy books that I've tried with Greek mythology and I've struggled. And I don't know if it is a blocker that I have because I don't know Greek mythology very well. So I would like to set myself a TBR to read between now and going to Greece next year. The trip is over a year away when I'm setting this TBR. And I would also like some recommendations from you as well, if you've got any for me, because I've only been able to find a few books. So I'm looking for books set in Greece, and then also like Greek mythology books that aren't like too heavy maybe on the Greek mythology. To be fair, some of the books that I've tried haven't been that heavy on the Greek mythology. I don't know what the blocker is. I don't know if it's because I don't understand the relationships that we are basing off. So like Hades and Persephone, I don't understand the relationships. Zeus, I'm not aware of this like mythology side of things. I'm very much more on top of my Norse mythology. Let's put it that way. I can get down with the Norse mythology book, that's absolutely fine. But Greek mythology is a struggle for me. So if you've got recommendations for me that are good on the Greek mythology and good for being set in Greece, any type of book, it can be a thriller, a romance. I've got a few here on my TBR for this. Let me know in the comments down below. I know a lot of people are going to come to me with Madeline Miller and a few other books that are like that. Clytemnestra, I think, is a new one that's just come out. Piranesi, things like that. I am not ready to dive into that level of Greek mythology, I don't think. I know they're very good books. I also just don't know if they would be up my street. If you think differently, let me know, but you need to definitely know my reading taste. I don't do like literary fiction, literary fantasy, literary thrillers, etc. Like literary doesn't work for me. I don't know if it's that I haven't got the brains for it, or if I just haven't got the capability to take it in. It's too like serious for me, maybe. So let me know if you've got any recommendations for me, but I thought we would go through a TBR. This TBR also lends itself to the potential of a buddy read for those that are going to come on the trip with me. So in order, I have set up a Discord channel. We already have a few members in there, and I've set up a Discord channel for this trip, and basically we will take the next year to get to know each other, get to have a chat, make friends before we go and meet in person, and also potentially do some buddy reading of some books that are set in Greece to get us hyped for going on this trip. So I'm going to go through these books with you, and then I'll tell you more about the trip at the end. And if you're interested, I will let you know where you can get the information. So the first book that I am going to go for is actually a book that I bought last year, or maybe even the year before, with the promise that I would get through this, or at least make my way through some of it, in order to ground myself into Greek mythology a little bit more. I thought it would do me some good to read a book that kind of tells you about Greek mythology and tells you about these people, Persephone, Hades, Zeus, etc. So I ended up going for a book that was done by one of our fellow booktubers, and I'm really excited to give this one a go. This book is absolutely beautiful, and it is Greek myths, and this one is by Jean Mendes. I will tag Jean in the comments down below. If you didn't know, Jean Mendes is a booktuber, and she's great, and I'm really looking forward to giving this one a read. It's really pretty, and it gives us whole like backstories and stuff about Greek mythology. It's very heavily illustrated, it's very colourful, and I'm just really interested in learning the stories about these different Greek gods and the different Greek mythology that is around, so that I understand it better. The only Greek mythology books I've been able to get through is the Lore Olympus series. So I would really like to try and understand it better, and I thought this would be a great book to try and help me do that and understand exactly who these people are and what they represent, and maybe it will help me get through Greek mythology books a bit better if I understand their background at all. So that will be the first book that is going on this TBR. I don't physically own any other Greek mythology or books set in Greece, so the rest of them I have done quite a bit of research on, and I'm going to try and get them in other ways, whether that be physically buying them or trying to find the audiobook somewhere. But if we do them as a buddy read, I will probably try and physically read them as well. So that is the first book for this TBR. The next one I do have is a thriller set in Greece, and this is The Other Guest by Heidi Perks. I'm truly looking forward to this one. It sounds really, really good. She thinks she knows the truth, but what if she's wrong? Layla and her husband arrive for a week's holiday in Greece in desperate need of a reset. As Layla sits by the pool, she finds herself inexplicably drawn to the other family staying in their resort. Em has no idea who Layla is, or that she's been watching her and her teenage sons and husband so intently. 5 days later, Em's world will be blown apart by a horrifying event. Layla thinks she knows the truth of what happened, but in telling Em what she's seen, she stands to lose everything she holds dear. And what if she's got it wrong? There are lots and lots of reviews on this that are hyping this book up, so I'm really excited about this one. I'm truly looking forward to it. I did have to do some googling to find some of these books because I was not aware of specifically any books set in Greece. There is a lot, actually. There is a lot of books set in Greece, especially romance books, and there's like a certain author that sets a lot of her books in Greece. But yeah, that's going to be the second one that goes on this TBR. The next one is probably going to be one that was going to be very popular from you for recommending to me, but it is going to be Mythos by Stephen Fry. I've heard incredible things about this one, and again, I think this one will give me a good indicator into Greek mythology a little bit. So I'll probably try and get through Greek myths first and then Mythos, and I believe Stephen Fry narrates the audiobook, so I'm really looking forward to that one. But this one says, no one loves and quarrels, desires and deceives as boldly or as brilliantly as Greek gods and goddesses. In Stephen Fry's vivid retelling, we gaze in wonder as wise Athena is born from the cracking open of the great head of Zeus and follow doomed Persephone into the dark and lonely realm of the underworld. Shiver in fear when Pandora opens her jar of evil torments, and watch with joy as the legendary love affair between Eros and Psyche unfold. Mythos captures these extraordinary myths for our modern age in all their dazzling and deeply human relevance. Sounds interesting. Sounds like we're following a few different Greek gods and goddesses, which sounds exciting. So I am looking forward to that one. It sounds really good. Okay, next we have a fun little jaunt that I think is just going to be an absolutely belting time. It is claimed to be a Greek romantic comedy with a ghost, which I'm excited about. It just looks like a fun time, alright? It's called Running Haunted, and I'm terrified of butchering this author's name, but it's by Efrosini Moshudi, maybe? The author is actually Greek, which I find very exciting, and which is one of the reasons why I want to give this a read. The other reason is that it just sounds really quirky and really fun. The synopsis is quite long, but it starts off with Kelly ran a marathon and wound up running a house with a ghost in it. It sounds very Hallmark movie-esque. I think she's an athletic woman who has learned the hard way to value herself, having just finished her first marathon in the alluring Greek town of Nafplio. She bumps into Alex, a gorgeous widower with 3 underage children who is desperately looking for a housekeeper. The timing seems perfect, seeing that Kelly aches to start a new life, and this seems like the ideal place to settle down. She accepts the position on the spot, but little does she know that Alex's house has an extra inhabitant that's not even the family knows about. The house is haunted by Alex's late wife, who has unfinished business to tend to. By using the family pet, a quirky pug named Charlie, the ghost is able to communicate with Kelly and ask for help. She claims she wants to ensure her loved ones are happy before she departs, but offers very little information about her plans. Kelly freaks out at first, but gradually finds herself itching to help. It is evident there's room for improvement in this family, plus her growing attraction towards Alex is overpowering. Will Kelly do the ghost bidding? How will it affect her? Just how strange is this pug? Tell me that doesn't sound like a good time. I'm really excited about that one. It sounds great. So yeah, really looking forward to that one as well. It sounds like a fun time, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, next we have My Mamma Mia Summer by Annie Robertson. I love Mamma Mia, the movies. Oh, that's a good shout. Maybe we could do like a movie watch along and watch the Mamma Mia movies. That would be so exciting. Love an idea on the spot. This one sounds great. One summer, one dream, one chance to make it happen. Laurel hasn't taken a risk her whole life. Now as summer dawns, she's going to do something that nobody expects of her. Laurel turns to her ABBA albums and her favourite film, Mamma Mia. She grabs her passport, dons her dungarees and jets off to Skopolis for her own Meryl-inspired adventure. Laurel books into the faded but charming Villa Athena and befriends its eccentric owner. As she explores the island's famous sights, Laurel finds herself feeling strangely at home. So should she return to her life in London, or could this be where she truly belongs? This summer, dust off your passport, pack your best dancing shoes and escape to Greece on your own Mamma Mia adventure. This sounds absolutely fantastic. I do love me Mamma Mia. So it sounds a really good time. I feel like this will get me very excited for Greece as well, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I should invest in some dungarees for the trip. So many ideas. All right, I have one more on here. I am having to look these up because I don't physically own them, so I don't know the synopsis off the top of my head. My apologies. Okay, for the final book, we've got the first in the series, which is Field Rules by Carla Luna. That's such a cute name, by the way. What happens in the field stays in the field, or does it? After the disastrous way her first archaeological dig ended, graduate student Olivia Sanchez abandons her dream of fieldwork. Now, thanks to the last-minute teaching opportunity in Cyprus, she'll get another chance to explore ancient history firsthand. This time, failure isn't an option. But digging up the past takes a whole new meaning when she's forced to team up with her ex, shovel bum Rick Langston. I can't even get through that without laughing. Shovel bum Rick Langston. For years, Rick has proven his archaeological skills all over the Mediterranean, but with no graduate degree and a habit of attracting trouble, his reputation could use a little rehab. All he has to do is play by the rules while he's in Cyprus and he'll secure a coveted recommendation for his next job, until Olivia resurfaces like a cursed relic from the past. Given that their last fling nearly led to their academic ruin, Olivia and Rick can't afford to repeat the mistakes. But as they work together under the scorching Mediterranean sun, the heat between them proves impossible to ignore. A second chance opposites attract, a romance featuring a roguish hero, fish out of water heroine, and heaps of nerdy archaeological references. It can be read as a standalone. This sounds great for those that may be a little bit more nerdy and into their archaeological side of things. Alicia, I'm looking at you. But yeah, so those are some of the books that I'm intrigued about potentially reading before we go on this trip. They sound really good. And if you've got any other recommendations for me, do let me know, because I would be interested in getting some more recommendations. And like I say, we could do this as like a buddy read, maybe a bi-monthly buddy read or something, to get us excited and keep the conversation flowing in the group chat before we go away. It's a trip that I'm super looking forward to. I think the most exciting thing about this trip for me is getting to meet you guys and doing this with you. These trips are like a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're never going to go to the same place again with the same group of people and do the same activities ever again. It is literally a once in a lifetime opportunity. So it's a very exciting prospect for me to be able to do this trip with you, take our online friendships offline and go and explore somewhere new. It just sounds like an absolute dream. Like, it could honestly be anywhere in the world and I think I would have a fantastic time. But we've settled on Greece for this trip and I'm really excited about it. It sounds great. The Greece trip will be running from April 11th through till April 17th, 2025. So you do have over a year to pay off the trip. And as I mentioned, we will be in Athens and Santorini. So we'll get to see some of the ruins in Athens, and then we will get a ferry over to Santorini and spend a couple of days in Santorini. And it sounds like an absolute dream. I'm so excited. Santorini has always been a place that's kind of been in the back of my mind that I've wanted to go to. It just looks like it's a fairy tale, you know. It looks like it should be in one of our fantasy books or something. It just looks so beautiful. The architecture looks stunning, and I'm just really excited to go and explore it with you. So the trip is for 7 days. There are 10 early bird spots, so if you wanted to get yourself an early bird spot, you'll have to be quick about it. And some of the activities that we have an evening walk in the Plaka, which we will do the day we get there. So if you get there on the first day, we will have the evening walk in the Plaka to start the holiday off, and then we will get some food while we're out as well. We have an Athens city tour, which sounds very exciting and I'm really looking forward to. We have an Oyo village walk and sunset. And then we also have a Santorini caldera hike as well. This sounds incredible, to be perfectly honest. Hiking along the rim of the volcanic caldera offers some of the most breathtaking views on the island. This sounds like a really good time. I will go on a hike. It will take a lot to get me there. But I will do it. I do enjoy walking, I'm not gonna lie. So this does sound like a fun time and I am excited for it. There is also, we have added the option on as well of a Santorini wine tour, which sounds like so much friggin' fun, honestly. It sounds like a great time. So I'm here for a wine tour, and you do not need to do any of the activities that are down. You can sit out any of the activities you want to. So if the trip sounds like it's for you, but there is something on there that isn't for you, that is absolutely fine. You can totally sit it out, go for a wander with other people that may be sitting it out, or on your own, or stay by the hotel for the day. That's absolutely fine, or for the time that we're out. There is no need to do every single activity, no need whatsoever. We also get quite a bit of free time on this trip as well, which I'm very excited about. I was thinking that we could go out and have a wander around the towns that we're in, and we could spend some time. We may get a pool, I don't know. Until we get there, I'm not sure. But we could spend some time around the pool. If we get that, we could go down to the beach. We could get some beach time. And we could discuss potentially having like a buddy read for the trip, and then having a sit down and having a chat about the book, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I'm super stoked about this trip. So the things that you need to know about this trip. We're going April 11th to April 17th, 2025. It's 7 days. There are 10 early bird spots, and the price for the early bird spots is $2,950. However, you do not need to pay that all when you book on the trip. You just need to pay a 25% deposit. The rest of the money for the trip can be paid over time. So the trip needs to be paid for 90 days before we go away, which I think is around like early Jan, if I remember correctly. Maybe early Feb. I'm not sure. But it needs to be paid 90 days before we go away. You can pay this in whatever works for you. If it works better for you to save up and then pay it off 90 days before we go, that's absolutely fine. You can pay it monthly. You can pay it bi-monthly. However works for you, chip away at it over the next year. That's absolutely fine. You can 100% do that. The regular price is $3,100. So you're saving yourself $150 if you get on the early bird spots. The most common question is, does this price include your flights? It does not. People will be coming from all over the world, and that will be a logistical nightmare for Trove Trip to try and handle. So this does include your hotel. It includes 6 breakfasts and 2 dinners. It includes the local experience guide, the Trove Trip host. It includes the traveling to and from the trips. And it obviously includes those activities as well. The price for any of those activities is also included. So your flights, your visas, and your insurance, and also your transfer to and from the hotel and airport are not included in this trip. So I thought I would address that just before the question comes in, because I know it probably will. But yeah, that is pretty much the trip. It sounds to me very exciting and I'm super hyped. I actually cannot wait. Jade is coming with us as my +1. So this is still the same as it was for the New York trip. She is still coming with me as my +1 and I'm very, very excited. I'm truly looking forward to this trip. Greece is such a beautiful country. They have incredible food and they are going to have some of the most amazing sights to see. Athens is just so steeped in history and I think it's going to be so exciting to get to learn more about it and to see some of the ruins and other whatever else it's got to offer us. And then Santorini, just a dream. A dream. I'm very, very excited. So if you are interested in coming with me on this trip, I will leave a link at the top of the description box down below where you can go and have a look. You can scroll through the whole itinerary. It will give you all of the information for the trip and you can leave your email to get notified when this trip goes live. I'm aiming to make this trip live over the weekend, so keep your eyes peeled. There will also be a lot more information on my Instagram stories about this trip coming over the next week. So again, keep your eyes peeled on that. I will put those in a highlight on my Instagram page as well, so if you wanted to come back to them, you are more than welcome to do so. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the description box down below. If you wanted to contact me directly, you are more than welcome to do so. And if you are even slightly interested in coming on this trip, or you 100% want to come on it and you're waiting for release day for the trip, but in the meantime you would really like to join the Discord that I've set up, feel free to message me for the link for that. I don't want to make it public because I don't want just anybody joining. I really want this to be people that are either super interested in going on this trip or are 100% coming on the trip. So please do let me know if you are wanting to be involved in that Discord group, because it's going to be a place where inevitably it's going to be everyone that's going on the trip, and it will be a place for us to get together and have a chat about the trip, what we're most excited about, what we're looking forward to doing, anything else extra we may want to do while we're there, buddy reads, movie watch-alongs, etc, etc. It's going to be a fun time and I'm really, really excited. I'm not going to lie, I'm super stoked. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've got any other books for me to add to my TBR that I can read between now and going to Greece in April next year, because I'm stoked about doing that as well and getting immersed in being in Greece and also Greek mythology. I'm really looking forward to trying to turn this around. Maybe I just have a blocker on Greek mythology and I'll not be able to get through, but maybe I just need to know more about it for me to be able to understand retellings. Maybe that's all I need. But yeah, chat to me in the comments down below. Let me know if you've got any recommendations for me. Let me know if you're interested in coming on the trip. Don't forget the link is in the top of the description box. Please go and leave your email if you're interested in finding out. It will let you know when the trip goes live. And I hope you have enjoyed this video and I shall see you in whatever comes next. Bye for now.